Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty,
and I just want to say, welcome back. This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
You are watching the IHSAA Game of the Week on IndianaSRN. Tonight's matchup features the Cathedral Fighting Irish and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you on IndianaSRN in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Bertner Electric provides quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care, we're beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. The IndianaSRN sports page, wall-to-wall sports news every day. Check out IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. And finally, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III spring sports on HCAC TV, where you always have a front row seat on IndianaSRN. Cathedral, #2. Hamilton Southeastern, #1 as we stand right here in the IHSAA Game of the Week. I'm Joey Lindstrom alongside the coach, Keith Myers. Keith, what a beautiful matchup we have tonight on a lovely night. I know you're a big weather guy. Not so bad out there, pretty mild. We got ourselves ready. We got your popcorn there ready to go.
I had my popcorn. A little cool. Going to be about 55 degrees when we get done. What a beautiful day. The last 3 or 4 days. Rain was in the forecast tonight. Fortunately, we don't have that because I think that could be a factor. 1 versus 2 speed, a team that wants to go up and down, and a team that wants to really take slow, deliberate. Which team will prevail, we'll know in about 2 hours.
That's Andy Gruber's squad, Cathedral, that wants to take it slow. They want to be able to take the wind out of HSC's sails tonight. It's a team that is 9-2 on the season. A little bit of intermix there with the in-state foes and the out-of-state foes. They are led on offense by Campbell Reed, the commit to the New Jersey Institute of Technology. They also have a couple other guys. It's a bit of a as Andy Gruber affectionately called it, it's kind of a 10-headed monster sometimes because anybody on the field could get it done, but it's this offense that has been potent and a big reason why they've been winning.
And if it's behind X, be careful because everybody will go toward the goal, and you don't know where it's going to go. And all three positions in that area can score and score at will. So, you do have that three-headed monster, very quick-teamed scoring. Defensive it will be a key again tonight.
They are 9-2, and their only losses this season have come to out-of-state foes against MICDS out of St. Louis and St. Xavier, who Hamilton Southeastern beat earlier this season in the third game of the year. This Cathedral team goes deep on their roster in the offensive rotations. They've been deeper in the past, but they have many guys that they can rely on, and that's been a positive. Switching to that defensive side of the ball, Joe Conesco, number 15, is the defensive player that kind of stirs the drink, if you will, in that close defense unit. He's committed to Quinnipiac.
Yeah, and you talk about the depth, but you look at the key players. They only go maybe 11, 12 deep, but they just know, and they're like a jigsaw puzzle. Who's next up? I need you in this position. Let's go play. You got to go after it.
The midfielders are also coming up big, being really good everywhere. Owen Pact also a sleeper on this defensive unit. Look at the face-off is going to be a big matchup tonight. Trig Lee against, hold on, he hit these, Nick Weber, excuse me. Trig Lee and Nick Weber, that's going to be a huge matchup at the dot. Nick Weber for HSC went 20-5 at the dot against Olentangy Liberty the other day. How cool is it that we get to have the number 1 and number 2 matchup tonight on IndianaSRN?
Over 1,000 people will be watching it live, and I think there'll be 1,000 people or more watching it on tape. I know I got a lot of calls today asking, are you sure it's 8 o'clock start so we can get going?
We're going to take our first break of our pregame show. When we come back, we'll preview the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. You are watching the IHSAA Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern and IndianaSRN's coverage of the IHSAA Game of the Week. Joey Lindstrom with you alongside the coach, Keith Myers. Let's preview the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern, number 1 in the state as it stands right now on lax numbers and all the polls that you like to refer to. They are coached by Scott Beasley. It's a team that has won state titles. They went back-to-back in 2021 and 2022. In 2022, who did they play but the Cathedral Fighting Irish?
Yeah, so they know each other very well. They know the ins and outs. This has always been a rival. I talked to Doug down the way the other day. I said, this is a big ticket. I mean, everybody wants to see this game. I'm convinced they put this game on at 8 o'clock so the softball team would be done, the baseball team would be done, the volleyball teams would be done, the swimming team would be done, and everybody would be right here. Because
it's a nightcap.
When your dancers come in and do a performance before the game, something's big about this game.
Look, I love the smear of the eye black. Don't want to get there, and you got to watch out for the sun at this time of night.
It's the blinding lights.
There's so much to like about this offense, and we can start there. It's led by David Gould. He's making a real run at Player of the Year in the state. Already 23 goals for the sophomore, making a statement on this team, which has a fully loaded group. And they've had some scheme changes in the past, but really this group doesn't change too much. But one guy that's really been a highlight and a lefty on this team is Kyle Jenkins. Already in the teens on his goals, and he's been a real nice sleeper surprise there for Scott Beasley's squad.
And again, they have offensive firepower, but more importantly, defense is where they're winning some key games late in the ball game. They need to play it. They got to get a defensive stop. They've done that, and their goalkeeper has been very, very steady in the goal this year, and that is very important because he needs to clear more times than not tonight to make them successful.
A very good point. Luke Williams had a tough day against Olentangy Liberty, yet that's Hamilton Southeastern's only loss this season. They're 6-1 on the year. Only loss, just like Cathedral, came from out of state. They also look for their defense. You mentioned Dylan O'Rourke, 6 goals this season as a long bolt, 29 ground balls, and he will be headed to Bellarmine in 2 years. This is going to be a fully loaded matchup. The boys will be on tilt. A lot of fun headed your way right here on Indiana SRN. We will take a break for our national anthem and be back for first face-off, where you always have a front row seat. The IHSAA Game of the Week on the way back.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Getting you set for first face-off here at Hamilton Southeastern alongside the coach, Keith Myers. Joey Lindstrom here with you today. Going to be a lot of fun as Cathedral, the number 2 team in the state, as we stand right now, number 3 on lax numbers. These in-state rankings always fluctuate, but Hamilton Southeastern, the number 1 team in the state of Indiana, and 19th across the Midwest. This is going to be a lot of fun. Coach, I turn to you for a couple keys to the game
I
tonight.
knew you were going to ask me that. If you're Cathedral, you're going to slow things down. You're going to take your pace, maybe minute and a half possessions. Hope you respond very quickly. If they get a lead, they'll put it on ice, and I think they probably can do that. We have seen, this is our 4th game doing the guys. We've seen girls 5 times as we're the sports leader in lacrosse in the state of Indiana, and it just seems like teams are now doing that. They understand the control of the game. The game is totally different than what it was 3 years ago, Joey, when we were sitting here.
You're so right. There's so much more talent.
Finesse.
A lot of finesse. You're right. Well, and also, too, you have to remember these programs, for all intents and purposes, a lot of these programs are still establishing themselves as powers. This is really what we are seeing is the maturation of the game of lacrosse right before our eyes, and that's the coolest part.
And if you're new to the game, Joey will make sure you get great play-by-play. When he walked in the press box tonight, he got a standing ovation.
That
is true.
Not true.
Well, everybody, Joey's here. Now, when I walked in, they said, "Oh, you got your popcorn." But when you walked in,
it's called fashionably late, according to you.
Okay. If you're Hamilton Southeastern, you just want to run up and down there, and whoever scores last is going to win this game. All right.
So on Cathedral side, you're expecting a little bit of a slugfest, maybe a little bit of a rock fight in a positive way.
Yes.
On the Hamilton Southeastern side, you'd love to get up and down.
We're just going to run. We're going to get you out of position, and we're going to run.
Well, here we go. Nick Weber and Trigley at the face-off X, and it's Trigley winning that battle first. He had quite the successful day in their last game, 15-5 at the face-off dot, and this is a Cathedral team, just like you said, who will be potent offensively. However, against this HSE team, they'll love to get up and down. They're content with no shot clock in high school Lacrosse to go ahead and take this thing and take their time as it were. Cathedral in the green chrome domes. Love that with the gold face masks and the navy blue. Are you going to be the fashion police tonight, or what do you think?
I will say this, that our friend Sean Crawl would love the helmets.
Okay. And Hamilton Southeastern, of course, in the all-whites. Both teams averaging double-digit goals this season. And, of course, double-digit assists. They love to pass the rock.
And, you know, Sean works here, teaches here, so I would assume Sean is somewhere in the stands.
He's either here or he's watching at home, supporting
eating some popcorn in a
IndianaSRN.
nice warm bed.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Do you think he's already in bed? This is his bedtime already?
8 o'clock, man.
Good movement here from Cathedral to O'Rourke. Already working against Campbell Reed, the NJIT commit, as he rattles that one off the post. Cochran over to Ian Bonacuse, who can set the scene for you. Gus Art, number 5, and Ian Bonacuse, the second and third leading scorers on this team behind Campbell Reed, but there's not a whole lot of difference between those guys. Campbell Reed is 23, the other two 22 and 21. As a turnover here for Cathedral goes awry. O'Rourke to scoop it, as he will try to get it to Mason Wright. Successfully, they get into the box for a touch. David Gould working alongside at the door, and he lost that ball. Jarred loose by Kinesko. Nicely done by the senior to jar that ball loose. However, it will remain with the Royals.
I think he got hit in the crease, and they gave him the ball back.
I believe you are right. The call there, I didn't see the official in real time following that ball. This is a Hamilton Southeastern team that will have nothing more than a fast start, like you said. Clearing was going to be something that was going to be a challenge for Hamilton Southeastern against Cathedral. It was one of the best riding teams in the state. First shot rip and a beautiful parry there by Brian Panzer, the goalkeeper. The junior for Cathedral in between the sticks has been nothing short of impressive this season.
But that tells you right there how important this game is, as he lunges to try to get that ball back.
Good clear here from Cathedral. Yeah, Panzer, a junior, 52% save percentage, 57 saves on the year. Make that 58 with his first of the day. Good crowd on hand tonight. Bunch of the youth players.
Got the Cats here.
The Cats. Some of the Mudsock kids. Gus Art working down to goal line extended for Cathedral. Dixon Hornsby wide. And Williams giving chase, but it's followed up nicely there by Vince Putnam. Excuse me, Jack Bedich. Sort of the fourth horseman of this crew here. Bedich, he had time and space, and a beautiful look, but a better save by Luke Williams. Boy, it looked like Bonacuse had him dead to rights.
Tell you what, the nice thing about that, he had that save, and then he tried to secure the ball right away. And now it will be Hamilton Southeastern's ball.
That was a beautiful save by Luke Williams. He needed to step up today, according to Scott Beasley, and he understands the challenge between the sticks there.
He has stopped 2 shots already today. Look at the speed there.
How about Kyle Jenkins? Trying to work through. Got slid on, and nicely done by the Cathedral defense to stymie that possession. It's going to be tough sledding against this Cathedral defense. It's probably one of the best defenses Hamilton Southeastern has faced this year.
You know, with both of these teams have already played 11 and 7 games. Their season's almost over. There are a few games left before the playoffs.
We're a stone's throw away from the playoffs, Keith. It is hard to believe that. I mean, we only have about a month left in the year.
And we have gotten notice where the state championship is. IndianaSRN exclusively will have the semifinals and finals of both men and women's lacrosse this year.
It is public now. What a beautiful play by Kinesko. That is the matchup to watch tonight against David Gould. Beautiful work from the Quinnipiac commit. That is what he does best. jarring the ball loose against the opposite team's best offensive player, and he's going against the studded sophomore David Gould. And the first timeout of the day to the Cathedral Fighting Irish, which means we will take a break as well. You're watching the IHSAA Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
7:10 remaining in the first quarter here at Hamilton Southeastern between Cathedral and the Royals of HSC. We mentioned that the state finals are inching closer and closer, about 30 days away from the state playoff tournament, and all culminating in one place.
Yeah, Westfield will be hosting the boys, and Noblesville will be hosting the girls. You can check out our sports page on IndianaSRN or our Twitter. We'll keep you up to date when those semifinals and finals are, and it's exclusive right here on IndianaSRN. We're very, very excited. I think it's like our fifth, sixth year doing it.
It's for sure our fourth year in a row, and a lot of fun to be had. Last year we had a thriller between Carmel and HSC. Also had a great throw in the 1A game with Brebeuf pulling it out.
Yep.
Brody Carlson defending Bedich quite well.
If I remember, it was a very warm and hot day
at
Roncalli.
That was toasty. Sticky in the booth, that's for sure. No real air circulation.
I drew the onside line reporter.
You did.
I had that
You
water.
did a great job.
That water mist was nice.
Beautiful shot, but a better save by Luke Williams. Gus Art got hands free. That was about a 15-yard shot. Pretty deep from Art there for the high school game as Mason Wright lowers the shoulder to try to get the clear. And Conesco's working on him on the sideline. Almost got him out of bounds.
They definitely letting him play.
And that's a failure to advance. You got to get a touch inside the box from the 30-yard line in. You can also see that gray line along underneath the numbers. Have to get in there. So that's a turnover for Hamilton Southeastern. Mason Wright, an Ironman effort, but all for naught on that possession. And now Cathedral will look to break the ice here. Our scoreless drought from the first 6 minutes. But it's been a fun one. We expected a little bit of a defensive matchup to begin. Both teams in the feeling out period. Bonacuse. He gets the better of Luke Williams this time, and Cathedral strikes first. Nicely done by Ian Bonacuse. Right between in the 5-hole there, Keith.
Very good shot.
And outside for second in goals on the team with 22. Unassisted on that one, and Cathedral buzzing early. Trigley and Nick Weber will be at the face-off X once again. And this time Weber gets the better of him. He was 20-5 against Olentangy Liberty at the dot, a game which Hamilton Southeastern lost 15-9, but they came away feeling like that was the best team they've seen all season. It was on the road as well. That Ohio trip also completed playing Worthington as well. Oh, little top shelf action.
Wow.
Climbing the ladder was Max Kemp, back from injury just a couple games ago. And HSC is sure glad to have it back. He ties it up at 1.
Look at this.
Gets hands free and a lefty, by the way. That is a...
I mean, that ball is traveling. That's slow motion. That ball is traveling very quick.
That's a tough draw for a defender against a lefty who's going to rip it like that. O'Rourke contending there in that ground ball with Trig Lee. It's a win for Cathedral. And up ahead, a goal right away for the Fighting Irish. Nicely done. Danny Hall, the short stick D-Midi. That's a juice goal effectively there for Cathedral.
Look at this. Got it bounced.
When you're on the run like that in transition, and an open look comes, be foolish not to take it.
How about 3 goals in under a minute?
Yep. All of a sudden the action has started. A loose ball push on Nick Weber. Hands the ball back to Cathedral. The Irish are 9-2 on the season, undefeated in state so far. And Andy Gruber was sharing with us that this team has loved how they've been able to be creative. Really feel like the hay hasn't been in the barn this season. And during the offseason, because of their veteran leadership, they've been able to start to really believe that this could be a title year. Back at X, Owen Pack gets slid on by Mason Wright. Tough short stick D-Midi who had the turnover earlier. And the failure to advance. Bonacuse to Bedic. Shot Brody Carlson committed to play at DePaul. Staying in state will join in his former teammate Ryan Kemp, brother Max. Good D here from Hamilton Southeastern.
But this is the deliberateness that we were talking about earlier in the pregame. They're not in a really hurry to score. They're going to key on the right play at the right time.
There's Dixon Hornsby, a freshman. He's got skills all over the place. That one's wide. Nicely taken there from Owen Pack. And chased down by Luke Williams. A hustle play gives HSC the ball back. How about the hustle from the goalkeeper, Keith?
No kidding. How about this?
Up to O'Rourke. A Bellarmine commit. Still got a couple years to get under his belt at the high school level. Somehow gets through that first dodge, but is upended there by Paul Shetty. It'll stay with Hamilton Southeastern, finally finding its way to David Gould. To Jenkins, and 2.5 remains in our first quarter. The IHSAA Game of the Week. Keith, your assessment so far?
I love the defense. I think the defense is good. The goalies are doing well. It's just the shots, both shot, all 3 goals are right on and very aggressive.
Henry Wands, wide, just wide, by the way. And Panzer may have gotten just a touch on that, possibly a glove. So we approach 2 minutes. Here's John Pauls. Defended there by Andrew Pack. And a shot here from Kemp doesn't go. The first goal of the day for the Royals.
And right on goal, deflect the ball. This is almost a standing room only crowd. Look at this crowd.
It's special. Ball's underneath. They got the look he wanted, but a great butt end check there from Andrew Pack to kind of lift the stick there of John Pauls.
Stick on stick is kind of hard to follow through in that, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Getting interfered with there. There's Trey Boyson. against Danny Hall, a formidable veteran player. Boyson across the way. Nice look. Jenkins can't get it to go. Maybe a little bit of an over follow-through on that particular play.
Under a minute.
But good backup by John Pauls and Hamilton Southeastern. Briefly had the beat, but an illegal screen is the verdict here on Hamilton Southeastern. They turn it over. But a good ride by the Royals. But a flag comes in, and this will stop play. Yes, it will. Either a push with possession likely coming here for Hamilton Southeastern. Unsure of who that might have been. So it'll be just a 30-second penalty. It'll be a Cathedral position, a man-up opportunity for the Irish. This team has had, in each game, you can tell by the parity of the goal scorers this season, had many different players step up in some key moments. It doesn't just fall on a couple guys. That's why he likes to call his team the 10-headed monster. It can get you from anywhere.
There's the quick passing we talked about earlier today.
Trying to shift the shape of the man down unit for HSC. Ooh, off the crossbar and up. Goes that shot from Gus Hart. We're back to even strength. As Myers comes back on, that shot got interfered with there. A good stick work by Dalton Ferdig to take care of that particular check at Cathedral. Almost a yard sale check from O'Rourke in the midfield. And it's picked up. Cathedral's got a couple seconds here to work as Bonacuse could just hold it if he wants it. Instead, he chucks it to Luke Williams to end the first quarter with a Cathedral lead 2-1.
Today, one of our good friends and official passed away, Kevin Lewis, who turned 55 years old, I do believe, has gone and left us. Kevin never, ever did anything but excellent on the floor, helped student athletes, helped IndianaSRN. We will miss him. He truly is a great guy. Heaven is rejoicing today. Kevin, we'll miss you. We'll be back after this.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
How many viewers, Nick?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do.
Cut it. Welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage of the IHSAA Game of the Week. It's number 1 and number 2 as Trig Lee wins yet another faceoff. That's 3-1 now in favor of the Irish. No, it would be 4-1. There have been 5 faceoffs. Can do math. Butler educated. Fail clear there. Trying to just get it into their offensive end for Cathedral.
And if you're confused because you said, well, that's the way Hamilton Southeastern went first time. They swap ends each quarter.
Every quarter. Cathedral certainly won the shot battle in that first quarter. Hamilton Southeastern was pretty calculated, but an offsides penalty or at least foul rather, will change hands. Hamilton Southeastern now on the run. As they get subs on, Keith, in that first quarter, a little bit of a slow go for both sides, and that's kind of what we expected on the Cathedral side, and did a good job to kind of temper the flair here of Hamilton Southeastern, what they're used to.
You know, we see a lot more balls passed on the ground to make sure everybody gets in position, a lot more than what we have done in the past.
Yeah, it's definitely being able to sub on like that is important. Taking their time. The defense certainly is going to press that one on you like that. Here comes Kyle Jenkins. Strong lefty offensive finisher to Kemp, and he's checked away nicely. And that time it was Jacob Mayer, the junior.
Nice little chuck there.
It sure was. Joe Kinesko usually the one to cause the turnovers, but this time Mayer gets the better of him there. Campbell Reed headed to the New Jersey Institute of Technology, oft referred to as America's team, when they were 8-0 in the college lacrosse season this year before they finally fell. Shot and a beautiful save from Luke Williams.
Used the pole and his stick to defend that one off.
Yeah, he was hugging that left post. Brody Carlson taking it up, took a tough check on the way.
Oh, they're open in the clear.
Yeah, cross pass from John Pauls. Doesn't get home. It's picked off by Kinesko.
He is the key of this team.
This defense
is just
runs through him.
Yep. Definitely will be probably an all-state mission at least this year.
I think so. I think you're right. Headed to Quinnipiac next season. Shot on the alley. A bit of an inverted look there for Gus Art. It's saved well by Williams, now his fifth save.
Look how they spread the floor, the court, here, the field here.
Just different playing surface. Myers inside to O'Rourke at the door. A pole goal for Dylan O'Rourke.
That was pure strength, Joey.
How about that?
Strength.
6 feet of pole there, and he gets home past Panzer. No, they're going to wave it off. A crease violation on O'Rourke, and unfortunate circumstance there for Hamilton Southeastern, because that was a highlight reel goal for the Bellarmine commit.
Boy, that was a late call.
And a big check there, a slash from Lucas Kress incoming. Cathedral content to spin this around a few times.
Take some time off the clock.
Gus Art, though, he has the open look and takes it home. So the goal that wasn't for HSC quickly turns to the goal that is for Cathedral. And the sideline's getting up a little bit. Irish are up 3-1. Every goal precious with the way that this game has gone so far, Keith.
Just spun around. Boy, it's a nice goal.
Gus Art, 23 goals now in the year. The Ty Campbell Reed, but Art the clear favorite in the points category as well. He's got now 44 points to his credit. He is 16 in front of the next closest person to Campbell Reed.
I tell you what, the no goal has turned this game around.
And a minute penalty to follow here for Hamilton Southeastern. Off the slash from Lucas Kress. Nicely done by Trig Lee. On the run to Bedic.
Talk about Trick Lee. He's been an animal all night long on the face-off, and Weber's got to adjust.
Already 6 wins here in the face-off X for Trig Lee.
Weber's typically very good at face-offs, sits around the high step.
And here we go again. Taking our time.
Methodical.
Yep. And, and it's helped them now with the score as it is. Hamilton Southeastern will probably have to rush a little bit. It's still a long game, but every single time you get the ball, you have to at least get the opportunity.
Well, Hamilton Southeastern is certainly taking punches in transition right now, but it's tough right there if you can't clear it. And a beautiful shot, but a better save.
Right now, Cathedral's the more of an aggressive ball club.
Luke Williams has been really steady in cage tonight. Tough on the clear for HSE. Nobody wants this ground ball. It's picked up by Kemp finally. An open goal, and he misses it. Panzer came out from the crease, and just an unfortunate sequence for HSE. Looking slightly out of sorts. We're going to take a break. 6:55 to go in the first half. You're watching the IHSAA Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome you back to Hamilton Southeastern. 3-1 Cathedral after the no goal on this particular sequence. You see Dylan O'Rourke hanging out there close to goal line extended and gets the pole go to go, but it was all for naught as he tiptoed in the crease. Panzer was beckoning for it, and they called it a goal at first and then deliberated and said it wasn't. Had him in the crease, so that led to a Cathedral goal almost immediately afterward, at about 15 seconds of play.
Get back into this game. Yeah, Ben, HSC needs a spark, but this one could get out of hand. Well, that deficit is only 2. It feels like a whole lot more the way
3-1 our count, Cathedral and Hamilton Southeastern. 1 and 2. Jean Paul's eyes up. Andrew Pack does get the beat on him and the slide. One more pass could have done Kemp some good. He loses his stick. And an entire Royal squad there mauling Andrew Pack.
He gets the ball, 4 of them.
I'm going to call it a loose ball push after he already lost it, and this is a Cathedral possession. Cathedral content to hanging out. Give us some time to tell you about Officially Human. Mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts as there's a charge to the cage. Beautiful goal, Austin Clark. The junior makes it 3 in front for Cathedral.
Scored 2 in the second frame, 2 in the first. Look at this release. They are motivated.
And that was really the general sense we got from Andy Gruber. It wasn't we know HSE's tough and we know, hey, this is going to be a hard one. He looked at everything and he said, this is our scheme, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we think we can really take advantage. And so far, it's been because of the face-off. It's because they've been methodical on offense.
Well, you don't have to get these teams fired up to tell you to get ready to play lacrosse.
No doubt, especially with the implications to really make a strong impression. Big, huge resume builder as well. Not that you need it too much in the tournament, just got to get in. And Hamilton Southeastern on that last possession was looking in transition for that one more pass. They finally got it, couldn't quite get it to fall there with the check from Kinesko and Pack, and Hamilton Southeastern content to spread out the Irish.
Well, you can't give up on the Royals. They're too good.
Robbie Rep defending as Jenkins let one rip. It gets blocked in front. Picked up.
There's 2 flags, right?
Yep. No, just one.
One.
Leclerc push it with possession here. Or delay of game. They're going to call that a cross-check. So this will be a minute penalty here for Hamilton Southeastern to be man up. First man-up opportunity here for Hamilton Southeastern. A golden opportunity, Keith, because now you get a chance to make the deficit 2. Another man-up, trying to break the shell of Cathedral with Jenkins in the middle. And Danny Hall defending him there in that center of the cylinder. John Paul's inside. What a save by Panzer.
Bodies are on the floor.
Picked up by Jacob Mayer. That was a quick shot from Hamilton Southeastern. They had got plenty of time on the man-up opportunity, but they saw their opportunity and tried to take it as Mayer just launches this one out of bounds. Will force Hamilton Southeastern to clear.
Is that just because you don't have the advantage and you just clear it, go all the way down, and make them waste the time to come back and reset for the offense?
You got it. Killing time.
Yep.
Now here is Owen O'Rourke with a short stick, by the way. Oh, he got it stripped. Gus Art got into the body there of O'Rourke. It's picked up by Austin Clark, and they've got contact everywhere in the midfield. Now it's Kinesko. 1-on-3. An Ironman effort from Kinesko. And he's wide. However, because he was hustling,
he gets
like
the
in
ball
his hair
back.
on fire, Cathedral gets the ball back.
Look at this.
Running like he stole something. So Cathedral gets a chance to reset after HSE was reeling in transition. Just one goal to show, and maybe that's a testament to what Cathedral's been able to do on defense against this HSE offense. However, you look at it, still a low-scoring affair for both teams. Defenses have been real dialed. On the run, wow, what a beautiful shot from Owen Pack. Down the alley. Trying to paint a corner, and it's 5-1 for the Irish. Forcing a timeout for Scott Beasley and his team as you get a look at the replay right past stick side of Williams, who probably remiss about that one, probably should have had that. He knows it. This will give us time to tell you about Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, offering traditional food like Grandma used to make. A great staff and even better food. Check us out Wednesday through Sunday, or maybe even particularly Friday, because somebody I know had a special meal there.
Sloppy Joe's today, booth 7. Got there at 10:45. I think I texted everybody on our crew and said, "Hey,
you might be on like a Scott Drew level of booth at Tam's."
All I know is
you might be able to etch your name into the booth.
Well, they already got the coach's booth. I do know 2 of our broadcasters told me that I had to limit my sandwiches to 2 or 3. So, but yeah, Sweet and Savory Cafe, good place to go. Got to go.
Also brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to those in need. Volunteer today at Wheeler Mission.
I want to thank the great folks here at Hamilton Southeastern. When we walk in, class act people, love us, we love them. And, right now, short end of the stick right here for the Royals, but game is far from over, folks. 5-1s.
As our resident coach, what kind of things do you think Scott Beasley's imploring to his team there in the huddle?
Just believe. I think he's got to tell them to be more aggressive. Cathedral seems to be a little bit more aggressive to the punch, and then be more crisp with your pass, and then just follow through. And you can't give up. Too early.
Just Nick Weber's third faceoff win, but a key one here, and try to stop the bleeding at the dot. Oh, wow. Man, it's tough to go against Kinesko at any juncture, but when he hits you on a trail check, he's in his bag. Austin Clark will bring this up to clear. The Cathedral gets their touch and will work with 3 minutes remaining. By the way, do you have a halftime guest?
I do.
Okay.
Mike Kelly, the
All
football coach of Hamilton Southeastern.
Terrific. That'll be great to hear from Mike after a successful year for the Royals.
Very much so.
Nick Cochran out there for his first action tonight. Trying to spin through Patrick Crisp. Cathedral just seems to be, their gait seems to be a little more steady.
Maybe a pep in their step a little bit more.
I think so. Campbell Reed still scoreless tonight. Dodges the trail.
Boy, he wanted to shoot that ball.
He sure did. Up to Bonacuse,
which has a goal tonight.
Irish have been firing on all cylinders tonight. Their defense has been stout.
5 different score goalers tonight for Cathedral.
I like that. Score goalers instead of more scorers. I might use that more.
$12. Copyright.
For the trademark.
Yeah.
Defense from right, and he gets the trail to find it.
You won't be the only one that steals it. Troy will do it tomorrow morning at a baseball games for some odd reason. Speaking of baseball, IndianaSRN will have baseball. A single game, Heritage Christian Cecina, 10 o'clock start tomorrow. And in college baseball, Sunday, as Rose-Hulman takes on Anderson, a very important ball game on Sunday for Rose-Hulman Anderson. Winner will advance possibly to the conference tournament.
All right. Catch all that on HCAC TV/IndianaSRN.org.
Just 2 weeks left in the regular season in HCAC, and it's not determined who's going to win the league yet.
David Gould finds Kemp. Wow. Almost had a little shovel goal to find the second for Hamilton Southeastern, but a penalty during the clear for the Royals on Cathedral will give Hamilton Southeastern their second man-up opportunity. You see some of the youth players over there getting ready for a little halftime?
Little halftime show for them.
Love it.
It seems like, to me, it would be very crucial for Hamilton Southeastern to score going into this half.
You think just for momentum purposes?
Yep.
Well, as a coach, even if you take that goal into the half, what kind of message do you send to your team at the end of this?
Who's going to step up? Or who are we? We are champions. We're not playing like champions, but we're champions. Let's go.
Yeah, this program has had a pedigree
of
my goodness. Championships. They've been in the last 3 state title matches.
You almost call it a dynasty of how well they've done.
Went back-to-back in 21 and 22. Kemp inside. Beautiful look.
How about that?
Jenkins cashes. Maybe a little momentum here on the Hamilton Southeastern side. Kyle Jenkins gets it to go. And the lefty, 17th goal on the season. Be on the True National Green Team, really improving his standing for his recruiting as a 2026 athlete, along with David Gould. And gets it to go. Minutes remaining here in the first half.
Here's the other thing. You win a face-off here, you got time to really set to cut this thing within 2.
Well, Friday Night Lights. Juice goal will be perfect on the faceoff here for Hamilton Southeastern.
How about how pretty this is?
Yeah, the venue looks good. You got the baseball stadium lit up in the background. Not that Troy would pan out that wide. He's
panning,
Troy
but he's not that wide.
Darengowski, our usual lacrosse commentator, he's on the sticks tonight. Trigg content to just carry this around the cage, and he takes a shot. Wide and rebounded, but a penalty forthcoming here for Hamilton Southeastern. It'll be man up for Cathedral. Now, unsure how long. This might be a full penalty, which would carry over into the second half.
Here's going to call.
And it'll just be a 30-second penalty, so this will kill by the time we get to 7 seconds remaining on the clock. How about Cathedral in this first half? What an impression they've made to come out against the best team in the state and show out like this in a 3-goal lead. By the way, holding HSE to 2 goals.
Here's the thing, too, is people know around the country how important this is in the state of Indiana. There are people everywhere watching this ball game tonight. Best 2 in the state right here.
On cage goes Campbell Reed.
Well, they got time, don't they?
Mentioned it, 5 different goal scorers. They sure do if they want it. A few more seconds on the man up. Wow, saved by Luke Williams. Kids are showing out tonight. And he will run this clock out.
Smart play.
5-2 the count. Cathedral over Hamilton Southeastern. Keith Myers, I turn to you for your first half impressions.
I think the first thing that impresses me more than anything is Cathedral came out and they would be a little bit more aggressive. That second goal before the end of this period was crucial for Hamilton Southeastern, so they'll still win it. It's anybody's ball game. It's 5-2. It's going to be a good game second half.
Coming up at halftime, we have Mike Kelly, the head coach of the Hamilton Southeastern Royals football team. Right here in IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat, the IHSAA Game of the Week. Halftime, we'll be back with you shortly.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
In the region, lost to them twice last year.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Well, you see the little kids playing lacrosse. That Mike Kelly joins us. That's the way I could play.
Yeah.
I could play that way because no one would hurt me. But Mike Kelly joins us, high school football coach here.
My youngest son actually plays, and so I go out in the backyard sometimes and try and throw the ball around. I'm Tell you what, it's a lot harder than it appears from up in the stands.
I just can't keep it in the wicket.
You got to cradle it. You got to know how to cradle it a little bit.
We talked about while the game goes before the game started today is how important second athletes. You got kids playing lacrosse, also plays probably football for you, and you're counting almost 16 kids in this program plays also football and lacrosse. Talk about the crossover and how important that is.
It's huge. I think one of the things that's unique at HSC is we got a lot of athletes that play multiple sports, and I think that's a huge something that's a positive for our athletic department. Our basketball players, football players, baseball players, and lacrosse players. We have a lot of track. We have a lot of crossover within our athletes. And that speaks to some coaches that are willing to share athletes and are interested in making sure that the high school has our high school athletes have the best possible experience while they're in school.
Because it is very important during the season that those kids get involved, because that means there's morale throughout the whole entire building.
100%. And that's, one of the things we challenge them when they're in the weight room together is get out and support your Royals. And we're all Royals and trying to get them excited about being with one another and being out here. I walk up in the stands, you see a tremendous amount of our student body out here supporting the kids. And a lot of that has to do with the interactions they have without them throughout the school day, and they get excited about cheering on their teammates and when they're competing in other sports. And so it's definitely a positive, that's for sure.
Talk a little bit about this crowd tonight. I mean, there's got to be over 1,000 people watching this school lacrosse game.
Yeah, I don't know how many other bleachers in the state of Indiana have the luxury of having this many people in the stands watching them play. But that's, I think two quality programs. HSC and Cathedral both. Historic programs in the lacrosse world and have grown the sports significantly over the course of the last 10 years for sure.
Talk a little bit as the football season, believe it or not, spring is coming, and all of a sudden football is, after the state finals, I looked at it today, after the state finals, there's 8 weeks before we play football. Yeah. It seems like the season is all year round now.
It is, and that's the challenging part for athletes is they're getting pulled in all kinds of different directions, and so but it's amazing how fast we're currently doing morning workouts at 6:30 or 6:15 in the morning twice a week with our kids, and just trying to build a foundation right now before we hit into the summertime. And as you know, the summertime is it's on you, and it's moving. And, it's not the old when I was in high school. Back in the day when I was playing, we didn't have the summer school, and we didn't have the summers that we have now with football. Where you get out there and you're in your helmet and your shoulder pads, and you're more or less having practice June 1.
Yeah, we usually had at least 9 weeks before a coach called you and say, you are invited to the weight room.
yeah, and pick up your pads.
Yes,
it's
please.
Time to go.
And get your salt tablets. That's how old I am. How about that?
I didn't have those, but I hear you.
Talk about the record 9-3 last year. I know we did your sectional final. The place was packed, rocketing against Fishers. Talk about the team that you have coming back.
Yeah, we're excited. I think one of the things unique is we have the last 3 years have graduated a tremendous amount of our starters, and so it's kind of a wait-and-see type of game in terms of what you're going to have for a team. And our program is going to be our program. We as coaches own the program, but our players own the team, and it's exciting to see this group and how they've already started gelling with each other, and they get out and have early morning workouts by themselves. They're doing things on their own. And they're just challenging each other to grow and get better, and that's something that's special and unique, I think, in today's world, where they're so busy on their phones and playing games and all that other junk, having fun.
The conference is always tough. The redirection of some teams now, the 6A has really shored up to really quality teams.
Yeah.
And anybody could win the state final.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing is now with what we're able to do in the off seasons and last, especially in the last 6 years, has really grown the sport and to make it one one of the most competitive teams and best athletes and best product on the field that you see in the nation. You see that in the number of NFL football players that are coming out of the state of Indiana, and how many players are getting recruited now in the state of Indiana. That number has grown tremendously, and that speaks to the competition and the competitiveness. Because if you're not, you're getting toasted.
You're gonna get whacked, yeah.
So.
We're part of the Heartland Collegiate Conference. We do all their games, and those coaches constantly tell us they watch Friday night. Those coaches are watching kids because there's a bunch of kids in Indiana now that can play football.
100%, and that number is growing exponentially year in and year out. Yep. A couple years ago, this past year it was our first year of having Division I scholarship athletes on our team since I've been here, and that number was 5. I think we had 5 kids that earned Division I scholarships this past year. We've had several guys that have had walk-on opportunities and other things, and so we're excited about where we're going and what we're headed into, and I'm thankful to have a great coaching staff that helps us and builds that along.
I'll see you at Aspen Creek Grill sometime in August.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Our football preview.
Yes, sir.
That's
Thank
Mike
you.
Kelly. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Boilermaker 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermakers Union, Local 374, 219-845-1000. We're set for second half action. It will be Hamilton Southeastern clearing in their own end because Luke Williams ran out the clock there at the end of our first half. Keith Myers, Joey Lindstrom, and Coach, I turn to you for your second half adjustments here at Hamilton Southeastern.
I think Hamilton Southeastern will adjust. They'll put a little bit more pressure, and I think they'll just have to go and get more aggressive. If you're Cathedral, slow and deliberate. You got the lead. They got to come back, and you know how to hold the ball. And that, I think we're going to see that. You're going to see a really slow, deliberate game for Cathedral.
A little swim dodge for Hamilton Southeastern. Henry Wands, full head of steam, and good clear for Hamilton Southeastern, getting a touch, but a penalty on Kinesko, I believe it will be, on this slash there in the pass. 5 different goal scorers for Cathedral, 2 for Hamilton Southeastern in that first half. We might have told you in the beginning that it could be a slugfest just based on the way both these defenses play, and has lived up to its expectation in a way. Down the alley and scoring! Jenkins again.
Second goal of the night for Jenkins.
And his 18th on the season. The lefty Attackman on full tilt on that play. Bad angle, and HSC will follow this up with a man-up opportunity.
I think he committed too soon. Don't you think, Joey? He left his feet. Ball was still in the net.
That was clean as a whistle.
That gets you fired up.
Oh, yeah. That'll get you that'll get the bench moving, and that's something that we saw with Cathedral. In that first half, everybody was involved, not just the players on the field. Trig Lee had won 5 out of the 8 face-off matchups. Or, 6 out of the 9 in that first half, and this was a pretty special effort at the dot. Now it's Cathedral winning again in the circle, but a man down, so Hamilton Southeastern naturally would try maybe even here to double. You see Dylan O'Rourke there with a short stick, usually
he lost a
long
stick
defensive midfielder. How about a little yard sale on a Friday night?
Holy smokes. That went 15 yards up in the air.
I hope someone got that close up.
Here we go. Got to clear here.
There's Jack Fisher, a junior, finally making his way into the starting lineup this season for Hamilton Southeastern. A lot of what Scott Beasley has told us with this team is got guys in the offseason that stepped up, but throughout the year, now 7 games in, there have been a few different pieces that have started to eclipse some efforts that they had in the offseason where now they could be real players. Fisher's no different there at deep hole, close defense.
Well, one of the things, too, is winning state championships back-to-back and being so successful the last 3 to 4 years, you're expected to work hard and play hard and win.
Trey Boyson along GLE. He did.
He did.
HSC's back within 1. How about Trey Boyson? The juniors are showing out for Hamilton Southeastern. Nicely done against Crisp. A great effort to get back within 1. Trigley, another face-off win. And a penalty incoming here on Lucas Kress and Hamilton Southeastern, but Trigley's got a lane to the goal, and he'll pass it off to goal line extended to Gus Art, and Bonacuse will draw this up. There's Campbell Reed. Works the adjacent slide, does HSC with Brody Carlson and O'Rourke getting after Reed. No goals from the leading scorers of either side as there's a doorstep goal, Gus Art. A dink and dunk for Cathedral.
Art's second goal of the night.
What an effort in an unsettled situation.
He scored at
for Cathedral.
Scored at the 8:11 mark of the second quarter, and now here at 8:35 mark of the third.
That's Campbell Reed, his 9th assist on the season. Getting it to Art. He just got the beat on his man, and cutters is another thing that Cathedral was set to look for tonight against this Hamilton Southeastern defense, and HSE, because of the way that Cathedral holds their manner, sort of holds their water a little bit on offense. He thought that would be a good idea to fall a little bit into a tiny bit of a zone, a little bit of a hybrid zone man, and we're seeing a little bit of that, but sometimes it does have its drawbacks. If you lose your player that you're guarding off ball. Good pickup off the air and pass, because Art. Back to Bedic and Bonacuse. I just feel like this Cathedral offense is playing just confident right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to see one go in. What a shot. That's off the post. Dixon Hornsby, the freshman. Bedic will take a chance at it. Deflected.
That was a hard shot there.
A little whistle behind it. The baseball field lights have been shut off. The main event here on the football field / lacrosse field, of course. And over here, Art, wow! A little wraparound. Gus Art gets it home, and Cathedral leads by 3 once again.
And he has the hat trick for the night.
Gus Art, the points leader, and rightfully so. Now a Hattie for number 5.
And extends this lead to 7-4. Look at this turnaround. That's a hard stop.
For how well Luke Williams has done tonight already with 6 saves, you look at the play like that, and Gus Art was able to just square up and rip that shot. Another face-off violation for Hamilton Southeastern. Get a small rotation there, Nick Weber and Aiden Blackmore.
The slow pace is definitely the advantage of Cathedral.
Yeah, it is certainly deteriorated some of the chances to get in transition for Hamilton Southeastern. That can really pester a defense when you're playing and moving on defense for so long.
And then trying to gear up to get down the field. Yep.
All of a sudden you have to move in transition, not ready for it because you've been playing defense for 2 minutes. Nearly halfway through our third quarter. Cathedral on a 2-goal run, trying to make it 3. Bedic. Off to Bonacuse, defended by Ferdig. Working behind X, trying to find and wait for cutters, but Gus Art working through to try to just draw some pressure. Brody Carlson checks him away.
Just not securing the ball.
Muddled possession here. Cathedral with Ford Lee carrying, and this will be the Irish to contain.
Hamilton Southeastern has the ball, just can't secure the ball. Taking off, loses control of the ball, and here comes Cathedral once again.
Bonacuse down the alley. Scoring! Ian Bonacuse at Cathedral giving HSE all it can handle. That's his second.
Now you got to start worrying about time. Here's the replay.
It was a good start there for Hamilton Southeastern. In this second half, Cathedral has just decided to turn on the gas a little bit. Now a 3-0 run over the last 4 minutes. Contact in the middle of the field, no call. Trig Lee, another ground ball.
I don't know why.
The face-off.
I don't know how you cannot have a call there. Both players on the ground.
Perhaps just in the run of play. And that both teams. Oh, and a Hamilton Southeastern penalty incoming. That's Lucas Kress, and I believe that could be his third. We'll get confirmation for you. But he's going to sub off, which means there's an extra man for Cathedral, and then shot by Bonacuse goes a little too tall. And now we'll start the power play, as it were, for the Fighting Irish.
Now, will this be a minute?
We shall see. I think they're going to give him a hold. Look for the T. I know you're former official. Morales Group mission is building better futures one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. Contact 317-472-7600. Man up opportunity for Cathedral. It made the most of it twice tonight. And they'll get another. Campbell Reed breaks his own scoring drought. Had the assist earlier to Gus Art to get the streak started for Cathedral. 9-4 Irish. A little fake high, go low, Keith Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Cathedral may have paid
Busted this
attention to
wide open.
some of the talk of the town.
Yes.
With the old 1 versus 2 matchup. Playing with a chip on their shoulder. As Trig Lee wins yet another face-off battle.
One game. Right now, what you do if you're Hamilton Southeastern, you shut the faucet down and you play the best you have the last 12 minutes, the last 16 minutes of this game.
Campbell Reed confidently shooting and painting the corner. Bullseye.
30 seconds apart.
Back to back for Mr. Reed, the NJIT commit. Trotted like a Highlander there, and Cathedral a 6-goal lead. And a timeout for Andy Gruber's squad. The boys are buzzing for the Irish on a 5-goal run over the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern. We will take a break midway through the third on IndianaSRN.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
It doesn't happen. Welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage of the IHSAA Game of the Week. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse, a group of logistics professionals dedicated on working together to provide our clients with a complete logistics plan in Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and more. Roll with us. Call today, 317-396-1023. Also brought to you today by Passion to Care, dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, we provide financial compensation. Contact today, 833-420-6640. A 6-0 run for the Cathedral Fighting Irish, and Campbell Reed has risen to the occasion. Now back-to-back goals. Reclaims the goals title, or lead, I should say, for the Irish. And Andy Gruber knew this was going to be a tall order, and they were going to have to bring their A game. They've certainly brought in a big contributor that has been at the faceoff dot. Of course, a violation here, but
I think they brought their A-plus game.
I think so too. As here is Austin Clark carrying, and Cathedral yet another possession here. Can they make it 7? Hamilton Southeastern had some woes against Olentangy Liberty last weekend. Followed up with a win against Worthington. Down the alley again. Campbell Reed got the trail check there from Carlson. And it's Bedich on the backup. Gus Art can't quite handle this pass. It'll be a turnover. And Hamilton Southeastern will have its first possession for the better part of 4 minutes of game time.
And that's exactly what Cathedral wants to do, Joey, is just run the clock, take some time off the clock, and now Hamilton Southeastern really have to expedite quickly.
Royals will host Culver Military Academy varsity team tomorrow.
What time is that tomorrow? 2 o'clock?
Don't have a time for you. – 1 p.m. There you go.
Okay.
A little midday matinee.
Mm-hmm. Sunny skies tomorrow. A little chilly, but come out and support the Royals.
There's Jenkins. 2 goals today, and really a big bright spot for this team. We have yet to see a goal from David Gould. It's been lockdown defense from Joe Kinesko, 15 of the Irish. Under 3 to play here in the third. Jenkins, good matchup here against Owen Pack.
Oh.
And an errant pass goes awry there for Hamilton Southeastern. Gus Art at Cathedral. Even strength. Art tries to swim through. Brody Carlson, there are bodies flying around, and finally ends up in the hands of Cathedral. Of a loose ball push from Hamilton Southeastern. We'll be able to set up shop and kill time a little bit here.
Lost the ball in the ice. In the lights there.
Bedich to work through. Off to Campbell Reed. Hornsby. Down the alley. And dumping over back to Reed. Future Highlander with 2 goals in this third quarter.
When they just don't have anything, Joey, they just kick it back out and reset.
Creativity, a little bit of controlled chaos, kind of creativity by discipline, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Reed. Boy, almost had a step. Passes off there to Dalton Ferdig to defend, and Pack will carry against Jenkins. Cathedral wearing down the defense with a minute left here in the third quarter. The Irish have been on a 6-0 run over the last 8 minutes. Nifty turnover by Brody Carlson. And HSE would love nothing short of a goal here to end the third quarter as O'Rourke dumps over to Jenkins. Has an open lane, and Jenkins is wide. Chased down by David Gould. No, they're going to say that was Panzer to get there. Wow. And Kinesko to carry out before the ref said anything to say about it, but because Panzer was the closest one, he's going to be able to carry and pass right back to Kinesko. Kinesko's got an open lane.
Got to pick him up.
Instead, he tries to pass off. It's taken well there by Hamilton Southeastern, maybe for a second. Finally trickles into the cross there of John Pauls. Final 10 seconds to go. He'll hand off to Lucas Kress. Content to contain it. Back to Gould. They lose the possession, which will mean a face-off's coming at the start of the fourth. How about these Irish?
5 goals in the third.
Laying down the hammer. in that third quarter. A 10-4 lead for Cathedral. 2-1 right now. Fourth quarter on the way back here on IndianaSRN.
Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage of the IHSAA Game of the Week. Just a month out from playoff tourney, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. We got a playoff-like atmosphere tonight here in mid to late April, and Cathedral has handled its business tonight against Hamilton Southeastern. 10-4 on a 6-0 run, 6-2 quarter there for the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Trigley has been a menace at the faceoff dot, and he's been really the catalyst to get possession for Cathedral, but then they go ahead and slow it down. It's been a slow ride here for the Fighting Irish.
And that's one of the things we talked about in our pregame show is Cathedral's going to be slow and deliberate, and here, Hamilton Southeastern want to run up and down the floor, and they have not been able to get in that transition game at all tonight.
And that's their bread and butter. That's kind of what they're known for. Feels like because of that, they haven't really been able to find their identity. The Cathedral has been able to play a little more confidently. And trying to decipher what that call was here.
I don't know.
The officials will stop play. They're saying it should be Cathedral ball. Possibly a loose ball push or offsides would give Cathedral this ball. I don't know, though, for sure. Regardless, the Irish take it. They have had a common opponent this year, these two teams, and St. Xavier, who is just broken away from everybody.
Yes.
Hamilton Southeastern defeated St. Xavier in the second week of the season, 8-7. Here.
We had the game.
We did have the game, and that was a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. You could go to our YouTube channel and watch that replay. Troy Daragowski and Joey Lindstrom on the call, I do believe.
Nick Lewis was the camera guy as well.
Which means that the only guy that could be producing would either be Chuck or...
Yep, Chuck Levine.
Yeah. Myers must have had an night off, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You let it, good things happen when
I give it
you don't
up.
need to be, helicopter. It's okay. We can handle ourselves.
I understand that.
You were out doing something, kissing babies, signing autographs. Campbell Reed on the run. What a hit. A little.
How about that? How about that love tap right back?
A little contact, maybe verging in the edge of chippiness, and no flag, although maybe Gus Art got away with a check to the head there. Regardless, stays with Hamilton Southeastern. Can they finally get more into a little formidable transition? It feels like we haven't seen them truly on offense and holding a possession here for quite some time.
Our Girls of the Week game next week is Zionsville and Evansville North.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Both teams having a decent year. Next Saturday, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Tell you what, if you like lacrosse, IndianaSRN has it for you.
There's no doubt. Conesco defending David Gould. He's shut him down tonight so far. But Gould gets a step. Gould almost makes it count. That's just wide, possibly deflected there by Panzer.
He's played well, though. in goal.
Yes, he has.
Yes,
Brian
really
Panzer
has.
really, truly has. 52% save on the year. Handled his business well back there. Gould against Kinesko. Just a few games remaining on the schedule. This is one that was circled for some time. The other one that might be circled for Hamilton Southeastern is that Carmel game as well. Gould off the post. That's 2 attempts there for David Gould that go awry, and HSC picks it up. It's Jenkins. Back to Gould. Trying to go to work against Kinesko, but the veteran keen to it. Here's Trey Boyson. Defended by Paul Shetty. Long stick midfielder. Jenkins. Over top the cage, deflected around. Finally finds the cross of Kemp.
Goalie had a hard time picking up that ball.
Got to say, this close defense for Cathedral is every pass there sticks on hands. Bad angle shot there for Jenkins. Chased down by Cathedral successfully. Patrick Crisp. Much to the chagrin of the HSC faithful. Danny Hall. Bad pass. Intercepted. Jenkins. There was an open net briefly. Instead gets the one more. It's David Gould off the assist from Jenkins, and Hamilton Southeastern halves the lead for Cathedral.
For the sophomore, his first goal of the night. You see right there. Nice play.
A beautiful catch. A little snag there from David Gould.
8 minutes. Ground ball.
Trigley, another face-off victory. Out of the 19 face-offs, Trigley handling it's 85% right now. We'll take a break here in the fourth quarter. 7:48 remaining. Cathedral leads by 5.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
Here. Family Source Insurance, your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Contact today for all your insurance needs. 317-894-7000. Also brought to you today by the Indiana SRN sports page. Get up-to-date scores and much more. Check out our daily sports page at IndianaSRN.org. Headed by our cameraman tonight, but Renaissance man, Troy Daragowski.
Troy Daragowski will be up at 5:30 tomorrow morning, putting that in together.
I don't know if Troy sleeps or just has constant caffeine going or not. He's a man on a mission at all times. That was a pretty good turnover there for O'Rourke and Hamilton Southeastern to go ahead and gain possession to get the touch here.
Troy will
learn the lesson from earlier.
Troy will also be in the baseball booth tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock as him and Jim Barber will have the baseball game of the week of Heritage Christian and Cecina.
Jenkins on the run. A hat trick for the sophomore. Cuts the lead to 4, and hold on. Here come the Royals, perhaps.
Wow. When you think they're dead, they just come right back. Look at this. What a shot. In front of three defenders. Took the little leap of faith, didn't he? Nice.
Do what you got to do. Now 7:19 remaining. If you're Hamilton Southeastern, coach, a little face-off win might do you well. And they get it. Carrying into the corner, Brody Carlson. Off to Nick Weber. Now John Pauls and Hamilton Southeastern eyeing a 3-goal deficit. Left hand free.
Almost had the flat open. Just missed it.
Gould with Kinesko covering him most of the night, except for that open area goal that David Gould had. It's backed up nicely off the shot by Kemp. Boysen back off to Gould. Look at how Cathedral face guarding every single player, essentially, confidently playing man-to-man.
And they're sitting down on defense. I mean, they're just gearing up.
David Gould, watch out behind. A little slide there. Good action from Jacob Mayer. This defense continues to impress. Up to Gus Art. Tell you what, Cathedral's defense came to play today, now making it into instant offense perhaps. But Gus Art smartly takes this out. No sense in trying to give HSC a possession here if you can't get the shot on Cage.
And right now, you can just take your time here. There's good defense. Ground ball.
Possible hold here. No, check to the head.
Is that against Cathedral?
That might be delay game. As they will deliberate, it'll be man up for the Fighting Irish.
Looks like he said the stick was up in the face area. Will that be 1 minute?
It'd be 2 men up, in fact. So
wow.
Dual offenders Dalton Ferdig and Henry Wands. Cathedral more than content to spin this a few times. O'Rourke, wow.
Took it right away from him.
He sure did. Deflecting that pass, immediately scooping the GB. Trying to carry across midfield. Finds his way into the cross of Bonacuse. This Irish team will also have its next opponent as Culver Academy, the varsity program.
So is Culver playing a doubleheader tomorrow?
That I'm not confident on the dates.
Okay.
Might be some separation. Can clarify that for you. Little Aaron pass. It's away. Bedic. Working through, being chased down.
As we see a lot of teams play on Saturday. They play in one location, they play round robin, get some games in.
Especially those days. Those are long days.
Especially teams from way down south. Or
how about another for Cathedral? The Irish are dialed. Bonacuse earns a hat trick. It's 11-6. we relayed and reminisced a little bit about that 2022 state title game. Hamilton Southeastern took control later on in that game. This feels a little bit like it's that game but flipped on its head. And the boys in the green domes have been on it tonight.
Never have fallen behind today.
No.
Up 2-1 early and has really just dominated. Two teams, two players hat trick. Art has a hat trick, and so does Bonahue. Now with 3:47.
And Hamilton Southeastern unable to get out of its own way on the faceoff dot tonight. Austin Clark, full head of steam towards the cage.
Did he get it?
He sure did. A little salt in the wound. It's 12-6. Austin Clark, he's had a couple good looks at the net tonight. Hasn't been able to cash one until then.
It's going to be a fun night going over back on the east side of Indianapolis. Northeast side of Indianapolis. Look at this. Maybe just a step behind tonight.
It does feel that way a little bit. Cathedral had just come to play. But they seemed in pregame, especially sometimes you can kind of tell the attitude of a team in pregame just by, even if you're not the coach, you can kind of just tell by body language. They looked confident, shoulders relaxed, ready to go for tonight. Not afraid of the number one team in the state, and this will rightfully have Cathedral out in front in Indiana. But for HSC, certainly not a far downfall.
No.
This has been a heck of a matchup, and so glad you brought your popcorn, by the way.
I wonder how they will bounce back tomorrow against Culver.
That will be
the key.
I have a feeling there might be a little bit of bad taste in their mouth. As John Pauls will draw a penalty.
Good teams always will bounce back like that, though, Joey, as you know.
Throws that ball away from Kemp.
This will drop them to
likely
6-2.
Yep. Cathedral will get its 10th win on the season. 3 minutes to go, barring any crazy sequence. Now Hamilton Southeastern a man up. Looking on the power play. Nifty pass, Kemp. Too tall. That was nice by David Gould. He can thread a needle.
I tell you this, though, the crowd never left.
No,
it stayed in the bleachers.
Gould, and this is just going to be a barrage.
Oh, there we go.
Beautiful goal for HSC. Max Kemp, his second of the night. And Hamilton Southeastern gets their 7th goal. This is great. Good step down shot, stick side.
Went high.
Sure did. Well, top shelf action for you.
There you go. That's where the Wheaties are.
Stay big and strong. Got to stay ready.
Want to thank both athletic departments and coaches helping us out with some stats. The coaches with the interview with Joey earlier this afternoon. Thank you to them. Thanks to Nick Lewis doing the 1 and 2s, and of course Troy doing the sticks tonight. Great team effort.
O'Rourke won that ground ball battle. Gould got a step on Bonacuse. One of the couple times that he's only been able to beat Bonacuse on a step tonight. And it's wide. John Pauls. Defended by Pack. A little turnaround, and that'll be backed up by Hamilton Southeastern once again.
If you like what you see today, like to hit that donate button, you're more than welcome to do that. Put more kids on web TV. We would appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Penalty incoming here for Cathedral. Max Kemp will scoop this up off the turf. Finds Jenkins, who pins that bottom right corner, his fourth. How about Kyle Jenkins? He's had one heck of a night tonight.
Maybe too late, I like the spin here.
It's a good look, too. From Kemp, finds Jenkins, just
opened up.
Open with Trig Lee, kind of falling asleep on defense for a second. That's all it took for Jenkins. Talented player that really came on in the offseason and fall ball and some box. Summer ball as well, playing travel for True. So HSC will have Culver Military Academy here tomorrow, who's coming in at 4-1. And they'll head to Brownsburg on Wednesday and make a brief trip over to Upper Arlington next Friday in Ohio. And then Forest Hill Central the next day out at Arlotta Stadium, which is where Notre Dame plays their games. That's going to be a really cool opportunity for the Royals.
They play in some great venues.
Here's a look for Kemp off the feed, and that would have been 3 goals that gave Hamilton Southeastern some life here with only 1:20 remaining, but it was a crease violation. And as for Cathedral, oh, nice. Getting a slash there was Panzer. As for Cathedral, they head on Wednesday up to Culver Military. And then host Detroit Country Day after playing Guerin Catholic that following weekend.
That could be an interesting game.
Based on how they've looked tonight, I wouldn't want to be anybody playing against Cathedral.
Charlie Berry will be ready for that team.
No doubt.
Yes, they're going to run the clock down here.
It's been a fun one tonight. Cathedral came to play. Final 30 seconds, Coach. And wrap up with some of your thoughts. They try to maybe even add an exclamation. Nope, they will pull it out. Andy Gruber's team showing some late sportsmanship. 12-8 will be the final, and Cathedral reclaims number 1. Refs have stopped play, albeit for the moment. And Coach, then I'll turn to you and get your thoughts on the game overall today.
I think from the get-go, Cathedral came out, scored the first 2 goals very quickly, and set the pace. And because they set the pace, Hamilton Southeastern had a hard time reestablishing.
Couldn't really even find their rhythm.
No, I don't think so.
As close as 2-1 and way of a Cathedral before they went on that big run to go to 5-2 at half. Hamilton Southeastern then cut it to 5-4. And then it was the Irish on a 6-0 run in the third quarter.
Don't forget baseball tomorrow, 10 o'clock. And then also single game Sunday, 12 noon, the HCAC game. Anderson, Rose Home is going to be great. Great ball games.
Another flag, this time on O'Rourke.
I will tell you this. The yellow hanky was out a lot today.
It sure was. It sure was. Officials were not being entirely lenient, which is okay, of course. You want to make sure the kids are playing
straight up
and fair. And this Irish team will be one to look out for in the state playoffs.
Yeah, but if you're a Royal fan, don't quit on this team.
No doubt.
No doubt.
You cannot count this team out, but if you have your crystal ball, you think about some of the top teams in the state. Carmel thrown in there as well. Culver Military Academy in their varsity level. You could see these 2 teams again.
May 27th could be interesting, right?
Yep, the semis are going to be a lot of fun. You can catch those on IndianaSRN, by the way.
Exclusively.
Just some formalities here to get Hamilton Southeastern on sides. Cathedral will run it out. The Irish, unafraid, unabashed, the new number 1 in the state of Indiana. Cathedral conquers Hamilton Southeastern in the midseason battle. A real melee this was, Keith. Glad to have it with you, partner.
Yep,
This was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Well, for Troy Darengowski, our cameraman, for Nick Lewis, our producer, and our governor, and for the coach, Keith Myers, I'm Joey Lindstrom saying so long for now. Cathedral, new number 1 in the state of Indiana. This has been a presentation of the IHSAA Game of the Week on Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat. So long.